Hi everyone, and welcome to week 6 of our Hometown Charms Sew Along, hosted by Pat Sloan at her website ilovetomakequilts.com. If you haven't done so already, jump over to Pat's website, download this week's free block pattern, come back here and I'll show you how to do it. Let's get straight into it, folks. Here are all my pieces for this week's block. Once again, because there are 4 flying geese, I'm doing it 4 at a time. I'm also got my pieces here for the half square triangles in the corner, and the other one is the snowball block in the center. We're going to start with the half square triangles, and as always, you have your 2 squares, draw a diagonal line on the back of one, and sew either side of that drawn line before slicing them in half, pressing and trimming down. Now that we have sewn, sliced and pressed our pieces, it's time to trim down. If you would like to see the trim down process and the entire process for making half square triangles in more detail, I've popped a card in the top right hand corner of your screen, as well as a link in the description below to a video where I do just the half square triangles 2 at a time. And now we move on to the center snowball block, and this is a simple case of getting your 4 small squares with a diagonal line drawn corner to corner on the back of each. I have already done that, but you can't see it here in the video. Popping them on all 4 corners, sewing just to the right of your drawn line to allow for your fold over and the take up of fabric with the thread. Then we'll give those a press out to make sure that we still have a square block, and then we'll trim those off. Once again, up in the top corner there'll be a card and a link in the description below to show you sew and flip in more detail. And now we move on to the flying geese sections. As I said at the beginning, I am once again doing mine 4 at a time, as there are 4 flying geese in this unit. So you have 1 large square and 4 smaller squares. You draw a diagonal line corner to corner on all 4 of your small squares. Lay 2 of them across the large square on the diagonal. Sew 1/4 inch either side of that drawn line. Trim along the drawn line and then press your peaks up. From there you take your last remaining 2 squares with the diagonal line, place them on those base pieces once again, sew 1/4 inch either side of that drawn line, slice and then trim. If you would like me to do a detailed video on the 4 at a time flying geese method, let me know in the comments below. To trim down my flying geese units, which is necessary with the 4 at a time method, I am once again using my ultimate flying geese template. You simply find the reference letter on the side to the size that you're making, line up everything, trim 2 sides, rotate the block and the tool, and trim the last remaining 2 sides. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. As I said before, if you would like a detailed tutorial on the 4 at a time flying geese method, trimming down with the ultimate flying geese tool, and why I prefer it, leave a comment below. Now that we have all the pieces required to complete the construction of this block, we need to lay it out as per the pattern directions, and it is sewn together once again as a 9-patch block. Once we have that laid out, 9-patch construction rules apply. First we sew all the vertical seams, then we sew the 2 horizontal seams, give it a final press, and our block will be done. If I had have thought about this ahead of time, I would have pressed either my half square triangles in a different direction or my flying geese units. As I didn't do this, I am now applying my famous clip the seam allowance technique to control which way the seam goes to ensure we have a nest and precision points. It's time to do the horizontal seams now, and as you would have seen me finger pressing everything in the opposite directions as I was going through before attacking it with the iron, all of my seams should now nest, but I still have to clip the seam allowances on our half square triangles to match up on those edges. Thanks for joining me once again, and I will see you all again next week. Remember, if you haven't done so already, click the like button, share the video with a friend, show them what I'm up to, and subscribe, but make sure to click the notification bell so you don't miss a thing.